Let's go into game number 5. Switch that in-game scene, and we are here with game number 5 between CKF and MCL. The deathmatch element, always a potential for a surprise or an upset in the deathmatch element, simply because most of the players in this tournament are random map players, and they are not going to be so obviously into their deathmatch, and so as a result you could see some lesser teams managing to get a game or two from the better teams in this tournament, but so far it has not happened. I'm hoping for MCL that it might just happen this time. This is a best of 3 for the 5th point in this series, with this being the 5th game. Now, the south of the map in the teal, we've got CBJ Lang, he's playing as the Persians, and over to the southwest in the blue, we've got CLO2 playing as the Japanese, losing a villager quite early, losing 2 villagers very early. Magnata there with a nice early couple of kills on CBJ Lang's villagers. That is going to slow him down quite a lot. You will notice he did build a market back there. I think CLO2 looking to use a bit of marketing to sell some food and wood for a little bit of extra gold, and he is sending some of his gold to tribute to Lang, because Lang, as the Persian player, will be obviously requiring a little bit more gold than the Japanese. But off to a little bit of an awkward start is CLO2. 9 population for him, and he's pretty far behind the MCL team at the moment in population. Up to the northwest in the green, we've got Magnata playing as the Japanese, and over to the very northeast of the map in the purple, we've got Always playing as the Persians. Seems like CLO2's got a little bit of a case of the walling syndrome, starting to put up a wall now on the left side of the map, but that's actually a very good place to wall, because that will secure a little bit of gold back here if he wants to take it. But CLO2 definitely not playing deathmatch in the typical way, the way that you would perhaps expect. Magnata putting up those barracks around his TC, building up those castles, eventually getting those houses up as well, and he's starting to spam forward some champions and some haubs. Whereas CLO2 just like 1 barracks, couple of castles, and that's it. He's only got 1 barracks so far on a castle. And what's he doing? It's taking him so long to get these buildings out, and that's kind of like awkward. I mean, what is CLO2 doing? If this is the height of the CKF deathmatch skill, then I'd be a little bit concerned for CKF when it comes to the later stages of the game, playing deathmatch against teams like Tyrant and such. CLO2 looking really weird on this right side. On the left side. On the right side, a little bit of action between Always and Lang. Lang getting ahead in population, and Lang definitely doing a more standard deathmatch build-up, but not really the standard Persian build-up that we've seen players like Bender and Viper use, with the lack of castles here from CBJ Lang. There's only 1 castle out from him at the moment, and he's just doing mass paladin for now. Of course, the Persian paladin is fantastic, but you can never underestimate the strength of the Persian war elephant and siege combination. The combination of those heavy scorpions in there just doing so much damage, whereas Always a few more castles out from him. He's getting those heavy scorpions out already and the war elephants to push forwards with, and this could be a great opportunity for Always on this right flank. The problem is he is spending a little bit of time attacking uphill. However, he is using the counter units to these paladins, both the camels and the haubs coming in here, as he brings forward some elephants as well. On the left flank though, Magnata getting swarmed by paladins at the back of the map, probably not ready to deal with that, as blue starts up a huge team wall across the middle. Now, we've got some hand cannons out for Magnata, and I think hand cannons for the Japanese is a fantastic option, but probably not quite as good as the arbalest, which is what CLO2 is going for right now. He's going to be spamming some of those forwards, but a real mixed army from both Japanese players, though Magnata is the only one with the onagers out at the moment. That could be pretty painful if CLO2 engages this now with those. Oh, the onagers laying down so much damage into this army. My goodness, as CLO2 retreats away, he's mega outnumbered, and there's a lot of hand cannons to back this up as well. But the problem is Magnata's getting raided by masses of paladins, and Magnata's pretty much in a 2v1 situation here. Obviously a few heavy camels from Always being dispatched to help out with that, but those onagers putting down so much damage, even on the paladins here. There's so many of them that they are doing huge damage. I think they've probably killed off 6 or 7 paladins each, I would say, with the huge amount of shots they managed to pull off there. So many dead paladins on the floor, but Magnata down to 64 population now, which is pretty bad. On the right side, Lang sitting on his hill, holding that hill with those heavy scorpions, and with finally some war elephants, but he still only has 2 castles on the back and 1 on the front, so Always is pulling ahead there. In fact, Always has more population than Lang at the moment, and he is starting to take that castle down with siege rams. If he can take that hill, then he could start pushing in, and we are seeing some monks out for Lang at the moment as well. On the left side, CLO2 with those arbalests looking very good there, and a couple of onagers as well, but CLO2 looks like he might just be pushed back, and Magnata now able to get his eco going once again. This TC on fire, as CBJ Lang sends his paladins over there earlier to attack, but it looks really promising at the moment for the MCL team, but they don't have a team wall or anything like that, whereas CLO2 getting that big fortified wall up across the center of the map and on the left of the map, and these guys already starting their trade now, and now it is really obviously very clear why this wall is up, and that is for those trade carts and for the trade to go across this area of the map. It's a really weird trade line, but you have to go in an awkward position when you're kind of at the corners of the map rather than along the straight edge of the map. Magnata pushing forwards against CLO2 though, but one thing that these guys have got a little bit slower at is the trade, and not really got too much eco either. On this right side, wow, Lang has pushed this one right back as well, and this castle did not go down in the end, always being pushed back against now. Lang holding that hill very nicely, and in deathmatch it can really become quite a big stalemate holding the hills, but it seems like CKF at present getting that trade up nice and early with much larger economy. Lang with these TCs at the back, getting plenty of farms out, which is so vital as the Persians, taking those extra gold spots on the map as well. And that's now going to become a little bit awkward for the MCL guys, who just are having their farmland overrun. They've not got that many TCs up at the back of the map. We're not seeing hardly any farms from them at all, and Magnata is calling GG as CKF storm through on the front and take that victory quite easily. Not as easily as we've seen in the past with these top teams, and I certainly think that, judging by this game, the CKF deathmatch is probably not quite on par with the other top teams. I would say that FedEx and Christ would have probably had a better play than that, and obviously Jordan and the Viper probably would have come out on top there. Lang and CLO2, a little bit of a strange build, but CLO2 really helping Lang with the sling there, and these guys with that very early team wall, very crucial to get that up in this situation, simply because of the markets and the market locations. They managed to get that trade up and that eco up much more fast, much more quicker than the MCL team. But CKF are godlike. Oh, there you go. Anyway, so let's go and look at game number 2 between these guys, because it is a best of 3, of course. And so down to the south of the map now with random civs, we've got CBJ Lang playing as the Byzantines, and off to the the west of the map in the blue, we've got CLO2 playing as the Aztecs. Up to the north of the map for MCL, we've got Always playing as the Byzantines in the purple, and over to the east of the map in the green, we've got Magnata playing as the Aztecs. So I'm going to look forward to seeing how this one goes. CLO2 here, like I said last time, a little bit of an awkward start. In fact, he's only got 1 barracks up so far compared to Magnata's very nearly 5. So I think this is kind of the big thing for the CKF team. I think this is like their big weakness, that CLO2, he doesn't put enough emphasis on military buildings. He's only got two barracks up, and Magnata's got 4 already, with the 5th very close to being completed. Always, though, off to a pretty awkward start here, trying to get that 1 castle out, and so far he's lost a villager, he's lost 2 villagers, he's lost his scout, and oh my goodness me, this one Eagle Warrior winning the game for CLO2. Are you kidding me? Another Eagle Warrior coming in. Always does not even have his castle up yet, and that is just horrible. Horrible play for him. What is he gonna do? That's it. It Always is gone. He's out of the game. So meanwhile on the right side, CBJ Lang and Magnata. Magnata, obviously a better deathmatch player. This guy is pretty damn good, but Always is dead already. So his castle is surrounded. CLO2 just forward siege workshop and put some rams in there, and he's won. He is doing some cataphracts, but he is too outnumbered here. There's too many eagles, and he's no way in hell gonna get that second second castle up now, and that's it. MCL, they're done for, and always has thrown it with that castle. And that is really awkward. One Cataphracts, 2 Cataphracts, 3 Cataphracts, 4, 5 Cataphracts, 6 Cataphracts, 7 Cataphracts more. But the Cataphracts getting taken down just in sheer volumes due to the sheer volume of the Eagles. Like I said, get that siege in there and it's game. Meanwhile, Magnata's trying to help out a little bit though. CLO2 being raided slightly by the Eagles of Magnata, which is at least something. And we've got Paladins out for CBJ Lang. The Byzantine Paladin pretty weak though in comparison to the other paladins in the game, and again, one-on-one against the Aztec Eagle Warrior, the paladin might just come out on top, I think, for the Byzantines. But yeah, look at that. That TC is down. CBJ Lang's paladins in there, and those Aztec Eagles swarming that before Always could do anything. 5 minutes and 25 seconds, and that's on fast speed, and that's GG. Pretty bad play from Always there, and huge mistake. I mean, huge mistake. It's difficult as the Byzantines against the Aztecs, I guess, really quickly, really early on, but Always should have done stables first, got out some paladins, then focused on getting the castles up, because of course Cataphract would have been a fantastic unit in this situation. We saw Cataphracts coming out from Lang, but the stables were out first, and that was the important thing. Of course, the Aztecs getting just one Eagle Warrior over there would have done enough damage, because the Eagle would kill does kill the Scout from the Byzantines, but it's just, that was bad from Always, and that's GG. So obviously that makes it 5-0 for CKF.